Welcome back, viewers. You are still tuned into Prime Live. We are so excited to be speaking to Thabiso Bogopa, who is the founder of Btee Holdings and a rising star in South Africa's transport industry. Hailing from Limpopo, Thabiso has shown a lot of resilience and is to establish a successful business. Now, Thabiso's journey is a testament to the power of entrepreneurship, community support, as well as strategic thinking. We have an opportunity to dive deeper into his journey and learn more about his approach to business and explore how he built a thriving company. Good evening, Thabiso. Thank you so much for joining us on Prime Live.
Good evening. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
I mean, your story is exactly the kind of stories that South Africa wants to see. These are the stories that inspire children in the townships to rise for bigger and better things, and you are an absolute testament of what is possible. I mean, you started out as a taxi driver, you started out as an Uber driver, and now you own a successful buzzing company, which is so incredibly inspiring. So talk to us a bit more about your journey to entrepreneurship. What inspired you to leave the taxi industry, the Ubering business behind, and start your very own company?
Good evening, all the listeners. The reason why I've started this company, because I was driving a taxi, and from taxi I went to Uber, and then I relocated to Cape Town. So this is where I saw the opportunity when I arrived that side, because that was my first time being that side. So I've realized that my people from Limpopo, they don't know Cape Town. So this is where I start to arrange some packages for them. Maybe saying a trip to Cape Town for 3 nights is 7.5. So this is why I started at this business. It's because of I just relocate from Pretoria to Western Cape Town.
I mean, that's incredible. I mean, you looked at the market and you found a gap in the market and you're like, okay, let me be the problem solver. And that's exactly what entrepreneurship is.
Yeah.
You're identifying problems that you see and then you're finding a solution to those problems. That's absolutely inspiring.
Yeah.
And what's even more fascinating is that you actually started your business during COVID-19 after you were retrenched. And COVID-19 was such a difficult time for everyone else in the world. We were all baking banana bread at home and we were all doing the craziest things in lockdown, and a lot of people were retrenched during COVID-19, losing their jobs, losing their positions. It was a very difficult time, and yet you used this difficult time to start something brand new. Tell us about what motivated you after being retrenched during COVID-19, and what really inspired you to start something at one of the worst times in the world.
I was working under Masase Travel and Tours as a driver. So our clients were from the Parliament in Cape Town. So during the COVID-19, when they terminate my contract, I stayed more than 6 months without getting anything. So this is where I realized that I think it's the right time for me to be my own. Because like now I can't be able to pay rent, I can't do anything, and then this is where I started to focus into a business.
I think what will resonate with so many people is there were so many people across South Africa who have very similar experiences to you, having lost their jobs during COVID because of lockdown. Nobody was using those services anymore and ended up losing their jobs. But what is really inspiring is that you used something you were passionate about, something you already had knowledge and skills about. You said, you know what, let me try and start something new. I'm not going to give up. And that's the very brave thing that you did. You're not going to give up. You're going to start something amazing, and look at you now. Here you are. And let's talk about a bit more about your business. It's incredibly successful, and you do everything from shuttle services to VIP protection, as well as also car rentals. What do you feel makes your company stand out from the other companies that offer similar services?
Come again?
Now, you do all these different services, the car rentals, the VIP shuttles. What do you feel that your company does differently from other companies who are doing something a bit similar?
Okay. If you are from a tourism a business, like if maybe there is a client that they want to go to Cape Town, you have to rent a car from another company. So I was so surprised about some of the services that we were getting there. People, they paid for a 22-seater to Cape Town through me, and then so when I get there to get that car, the owner of the car, he comes with stories. He want to increase the price that we have agreed. So that's why I realized that let me just try to get my own cars, so that I can rent it out to the clients.
Now, when it comes to customer service, I know that a lot of your clients are very, very happy with your service and have come back to your business time and time again because of the amazing service they've experienced. Now, from your experience being in the tourism industry, what are some of the things you find are important to ensure for customer service to make sure that your customers are happy, they're traveling well, and they're having a good time?
I think communication is good. If maybe there is some of the challenges, transparency, and then consistency, and make sure that you keep time. You keep time. If you say you'll be around 10, you must make sure that you'll be there 30 minutes before. Because if like there is a challenges and then you don't communicate with the clients, there is no way you can keep that clients. What is important here, you need to communicate and be honest to your client, and that you must have a passion.
I think that's so true. Something you talked about now, and that word particularly, passion. Passion is something that absolutely will set you apart from somebody else. And that's definitely what customers can feel from you. If they feel you are having a good time, you're passionate, you're being professional, and you're providing a service that they expect or beyond what they expect, that's absolutely what makes a customer or a client come back to you every single time they need to rent a car or, get VIP protection services or even a shuttle as well. But beyond the business stuff, you are also very much a community man, and you are very much involved with some community projects in and around Limpopo. Can you tell us a bit more about your involvement with some of the community projects that you do in the community?
For side of the community, since I'm a businessman, I realized that the reason why we didn't make it we didn't make it in school is because of a lack of information, and then we don't know some of the we didn't know some of the good things that can be good for our life. So since I'm a businessman, I just have an interest into modeling pageants. So there is a guy of which is my cousin. He's the director of Miss Amloy. So like we used to talk, okay, because I'm into a traveling company. Just tell them that the winners, they will get the vacation to Durban for free. I will pay everything so that we can support the youth, so that they can participate.
Absolutely. I think it's so important that message that you shared is that when you are successful and you've achieved all of this, you have to go back to the community and give back in any way that you can. So I'm really inspired by the fact that you're giving these young girls a unique opportunity to travel in South Africa, an opportunity that might not have had if you had not offered it to them. So I really commend you on your efforts to give back to the community, and that's absolutely so true. We must give back in any possible way that we can. Now, entrepreneurship is not something that's easy, and there's a lot of challenges that come along the way when you are a business owner or a businessman. There are a lot of young people who are watching right now. What advice would you give to them if they wanted to start their own business? What are some of your secrets to success that you can share with them that have helped you as a businessman and can maybe help them as well?
For them to be in the business, I think I'm not saying already they must do a lot of mistakes, but to get it right, you must do the mistakes until you get it right, and then you must have a passion, and then you must be honest to your clients, and then you must not give up. If you failed today, tomorrow you try again. It took me 10 years to become a businessman. Remember, I'm not I've never went to a university, so I just pass a grade 12 and go straight to the taxi industry, Uber, and being a shuttle driver. So it was hard for me to arise from the dust with no any political connections, with no any money that you can support. Because for me, I started this business by outsourcing everything. I outsource with accommodation, with car, anything. So if client maybe they pay a 5,000 rand, I must make sure that from that 5,000 rand, because I don't have cars, I must rent a car, I must pay for accommodation, I must pay for breakfast, I must get a data, I must eat. So it's something difficult. If you can give up easily, there's no way maybe you can go it right. You just have to be strong, and then if you failed, you try again tomorrow until you get it right.
Now, that was very powerful. I think you've shared some incredible advice for young entrepreneurs out there who are looking to start businesses. And I think something important that you shared is to never give up, irrespective of how many difficulties that come along your way. And entrepreneurship is something that is incredibly difficult, but it is going to be very rewarding as long as you remain passionate, as you said. Now, a lot of our viewers at home actually want to know, where can they contact you for your shuttle services, as well as some of these incredible trips that you do to Cape Town as well? Are you on any social media platforms? Can you share all the details with us?
Our social media platform, we go by the name using Btee Holdings. Btee Holdings, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and then our contact details is 072 92 50 503.
Perfect. Thabiso, thank you for sharing that information with us. And more than that, thank you so much for joining us on the show today and for sharing your story with us. I know that a lot of people are going to be so inspired by your story, and South Africans in general can take so much of knowledge and information just from your story and learning about how much they can actually achieve. And you can actually start at the bottom and make it all the way to the top, having your own company. So we love to see South Africans doing incredible things, and we love to see how much you have achieved and your incredible story. So thank you for sharing with us this evening.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Viewers at home, that was Thabiso. I hope you found this conversation as inspiring as I have. I mean, to start out as an Uber driver, a taxi driver, or even just a driver in general for travel companies, to owning your own company, offering your own shuttle services as well as car rentals. This is absolutely an incredibly inspiring story, and I hope you feel motivated in whichever space that you are in, that you can absolutely overcome and achieve irrespective of the obstacles that you are dealt with. And something Thabiso shared is never give up. If you remember anything, absolutely never give up. And if you are in the market for a car rental, or you are looking for an amazing company to show you the beauty of Cape Town, or if you have any travel needs, please do contact them to acquire their services.